We urgently need to talk about the Melon Music Awards because I can honestly say we got an entire year's worth of celebrity gossip in a single night. First of all, Jennie and Kai reunited after years, and the words Jennie sang during her performance were full of unbelievable implications. One idol completely swept all the awards, Aespa was accused of being disrespectful, a group you would never expect won an award, and so many other things happened. So sit back, take a deep breath, because I'm starting now. The ceremony held in Seoul on December 20th lasted approximately 5 hours and became a year-end event that will be talked about for a long time, both because of its high production stages and the scandals that took place. Organized by Kakao Entertainment, the Melon Music Awards physically welcomed more than 18,000 attendees this year, and thanks to the live broadcast on YouTube, it reached millions of viewers worldwide. A total of 29 awards were presented throughout the night. Now, I'll quickly go over some of the awards. G-Dragon officially put on a show at the award ceremony by winning the Song of the Year Daesang, Artist of the Year Daesang, and Album of the Year Daesang. The Record of the Year Daesang was won by Jennie. By the way, for those who may not know, there used to be quite a lot of rumors online in the past claiming that Jennie and G-Dragon were dating. For this reason, the fact that both idols won Daesang awards and appeared on the same stage was widely talked about. Now that I've shared this information, I can continue with the awards. The Rookie of the Year awards went to All Day Project and Hearts to Hearts. The winners of the top 10 awards were Rose, Lim Young-woong, Jennie, Aespa, Boy Next Door, G-Dragon, Evie, NCT Wish, PLAVE, and Rise. The Millions top 10 awards, on the other hand, were given to Rose, 17, IU, Lim Young-woong, Jennie, Boy Next Door, G-Dragon, IVE, PLAVE, and Rise. Later in the video, I'll also list the category winners and the recipients of the global awards. Now, just as I mentioned earlier, I think the main character of this year's award ceremony was G-Dragon, because he won a total of 7 awards. 3 of these were Daesang Awards, which are considered the biggest honors. It's safe to say that the album he released after a long break made a huge impact. Some of you may not remember, but G-Dragon released an album titled Übermensch in February of this year, and this 8-track album broke records in both sales and streams from the very first day it was released. What's more, G-Dragon did not release this album under YG Entertainment. The album was released through a partnership between Galaxy Corporation and Empire Distribution. He also achieved major success with the world tour he began in March. In other words, he was truly talked about a lot this year, and honestly, I personally found the album to be very successful. That's why the awards he won clearly represented all the achievements he accomplished throughout the year. What caught my attention the most at this year's Melon Music Awards was the fact that a large number of awards went to solo artists. In previous years, groups usually dominated the awards, but this year, with Jennie, Rose, and G-Dragon, most of the major awards were actually given to solo artists. This was one of the aspects that really stood out to me. For example, Jennie won the Record of the Year award, which is one of the 4 major Daesang awards presented at the Melon Music Awards, and for the first time ever, a solo artist won in this category. So honestly, I feel like in the coming years, K-pop won't be limited to groups anymore, and the success of solo artists will come much more to the forefront. One of the most surprising moments of the 2025 Melon Music Awards for me was PLAVE winning an award. PLAVE is a completely virtual group, and to be honest, I think I still haven't fully gotten used to the existence of virtual groups. That's why I'm genuinely surprised by how successful they've become in such a short amount of time and how they're already winning awards at such major ceremonies. Now, if we talk a bit about the red carpet, I honestly really liked Jennie's look. Jennie appeared on the red carpet wearing an outfit consisting of a white corset top and a black tulle skirt. I also liked Aespa's looks actually, but there were hundreds of negative comments online about their outfits, and it turned into quite a controversy. First of all, if you're wondering, aren't they 4 members? Why were there only 3 of them on the red carpet? Let me answer that right away. Ning Ning couldn't attend the ceremony because she was sick, and if you're asking why the girls were criticized so heavily for their outfits, I'll explain that as well. According to many people, the styles of the 3 members looked very independent from one another and didn't create a sense of unity. In other words, they were seen as mismatched. Another point they were criticized for was that the outfits did not match the seasonal conditions. Despite the cold weather, they chose looks that appeared very summery. However, Aespa was not criticized only for their outfits at this award ceremony. They were heavily criticized on many other issues as well, which I'll already explain later in the video. But now, in my opinion, the most important part of the night was Jennie and Kai. Interestingly, right after Jennie appeared on the red carpet, the EXO members came out. In other words, as Jennie was leaving, the EXO members stepped in front of the cameras at the exact same time. This could have been a coincidence, but the organizing team might have done it intentionally. I honestly can't say anything for sure, but if it was done purely to create buzz and publicity, I really want to congratulate the PR team. Another major topic that was widely talked about during the night was G-Dragon's performances. As the winner of the biggest awards, expectations for G-Dragon when he took the stage were extremely high. Unfortunately, he failed to meet those expectations. Many people heavily criticized the idol, writing that they did not like his performances at all. To be fair, the stage design, the concept, and everything on stage were nearly flawless. However, people criticized G-Dragon by saying they didn't like his energy on stage and that he did not deliver a live performance. At this point, I also want to share something I read with you. G-Dragon was deeply affected by the fires in Hong Kong, and because of this, he made significant changes to both the setlist and the stage design before his performance. He reportedly didn't want certain lyrics to affect the families who had lost loved ones, and he also used white flower designs on stage, which symbolized mourning. In addition, regarding his performance at the award ceremony, he criticized himself and said, "Nothing went wrong, but nothing went right either. That's the problem. I need to make up for this." Honestly, the fact that he didn't ignore the criticism, but instead openly criticized himself and said he would work to improve it, felt very sincere to me. EXO performing that night was also extremely important in my opinion, because the group took the stage at an awards ceremony for the first time in 8 years. They also performed their new song Back It Up live for the very first time. One of the most criticized groups of the night was ILE. This was because while receiving the Best Female Performance award, the group thanked HYBE's founder, Bang Si-hyuk, during their acceptance speech. As you know, in recent months, Bang Si-hyuk has been involved in several legal cases, and he has faced significant backlash due to statements revealed in reports about K-pop groups outside of his company. Because of this, many people felt that it was unnecessary for the girls to mention Bang Si-hyuk during the award ceremony. Now we can list the winners of the remaining awards and then return to the topic of Jennie and Kai. First of all, the Best Female Solo Award went to Rose, the Best Male Solo Award to G-Dragon, the Best Female Group Award to Ivy, the Best Male Group Award to Boy Next Door, Best OST to Huntrix for the song Golden, Best Stage of the Year to Aespa, Best Music Video to Ki Iki for I Do Me, Best Songwriter to G-Dragon, Best Female Performance to ILE, Best Male Performance to Reese, Best Music Style to All Day Project and 10cm, and Best Producer to Zico. In the Global Award categories, Best Global Artist was won by Aespa, Global Rising Artist by IDID, won the K Global Icon by Kaiki, Hot Trend by Woodspare's Global Fan Choice by Hearts to Hearts, Japan's Most Loved Artist by UNext went to Boy Next Door, and the Kakao Bank Everyone's Star Award was won by NCT Wish. Now let's move on to the love triangle that was widely talked about that night. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, the first major discussion actually started on the red carpet. The fact that the EXO members, appearing as a group that included Kai, walked the red carpet immediately after Jennie was not seen as a coincidence by fans. Due to the past dating rumors, claims quickly spread on social media that this order had been deliberately planned by the organizers. However, the topic that was talked about the most was actually related to Jennie's song choices during her performance. Jennie took the stage with Like Jennie, and there was a line in the song that went, "I'm not thinking about my exes, I know they miss me." Some people who attended the award ceremony wrote that Kai was not present during Jennie's performance and that he left the venue after his own stage. Additionally, in the photos that were shared, G-Dragon was also not among the audience during Jennie's performance. Still, the fact that these former idol couples were all present at the same ceremony that night made fans spend the entire evening expecting some kind of interaction from them. That's why even the smallest details immediately became topics of discussion. Now let's move on to the backlash Aespa faced at this award ceremony. Honestly, whenever these girls attend any event, every single move they make is scrutinized in extreme detail on social media, and by the end of the day, they inevitably get criticized for 2 or 3 things. But the main reason they were talked about so much that night was because it was the first time Winter appeared in public after the dating rumors involving Jungkook came out. Because Winter chose a sleeveless outfit, everyone immediately started looking for the alleged couple tattoo she was rumored to have gotten with Jungkook, but there wasn't even the slightest trace of such a tattoo. I personally think it was most likely covered up with makeup. During the award ceremony, a recap video showcasing past Daesang winners from previous years was shown. This video also included Aespa's Record of the Year win from 2021. When Giselle and Winter appeared on the screen in this clip, they suddenly burst into laughter and seemed quite surprised. In the past, at another award ceremony, Aespa had laughed on stage after Karina mispronounced the group's name. This time as well, their reaction laughing at these videos led to comments on social media accusing them of being unserious. The controversies didn't stop with this video alone. Shortly after, another video filmed in the audience area during Jennie's solo performance began circulating. In the footage, Aespa members, especially Giselle, was seen sitting with their legs crossed and appearing indifferent. People wrote that Aespa members behaving this way while Jennie was performing was disrespectful. The debate grew so much that Giselle went live the day after the award ceremony and explained that from the seats assigned to them at the event, the stage was barely visible. She couldn't even properly see the LED screen, and the angle she was sitting at made it difficult to follow the performance. However, this did not calm the anger on social media because another video further fueled the controversy. In the video, as Jennie and the Aespa members passed by each other side by side, Jennie was seen leaning toward the Aespa members and greeting them. However, only Karina clearly returned the greeting. Claims that Winter and Giselle ignored Jennie's greeting sparked significant backlash. One of the most talked about groups of the night was also Jay Park's newly formed boy group, A Lengshot. Jay Park posed on the red carpet with the group, and many people wrote that the group style looked very similar to Tarzan from All Day Project. What do you think about this? I'm really curious to hear your opinions as well. Another very important event also took place on the same night as the award ceremony. Shin Min-ah and Kim Woo-bin got married. Honestly, they looked absolutely amazing. I loved it. However, Dio, who is a close friend of Kim Woo-bin, had announced that he wouldn't be able to attend the wedding because he was attending the award ceremony. Still, Dio briefly went to the wedding after the red carpet and then returned to the award ceremony afterward. I think that was a very thoughtful gesture. These were the events that took place at the award ceremony. What do you think about this year's Melon Music Awards? Don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments, and if you follow me until the next video, I'd really appreciate it. Goodbye.